The next Grandmaster quest While Guthix Sleeps is coming to old school RuneScape on July 10, 2024, and with the quest also comes multiple new rewards and the already beloved Tormented Demons. Today I wanna show you everything you need to know about this update and what to expect before the launch. And with that, let's start the video. To complete the quest itself, you need to have 72 thieving, 67 magic, 66 agility, 65 farming, 65 herblore and 62 hunter. You also need access to the warrior's guild, which means your attack and strength level combined need to be above 130. And finally, before you can start While Guthix Sleeps, you need to have completed all these quests, all the sub quests under them, and also need 180 quest points. Overall, this quest will likely be easier than Desert Treasure 2 if we're just looking from the requirements alone, but it's still gonna be a Grandmaster quest. The original While Guthix Sleeps in RuneScape 3 was also quite easy, and it took about 1 hour to complete, so I would expect something similar this time around once the guides come out. Most of the quest will be backported from the original one made in 2008. However, Modrise stated that they want to keep the feel of the original quest, but since old school RuneScape is striving away from the RS3 lore, it will have some differences that feel more like old school RuneScape. Most notably, in the original quest, 23 summoning was one of the requirements for the quest, which for obvious reasons isn't going to be the case in this game. Once you completed the quest, you are rewarded 240,000 experience in various skills, and most importantly, you get access to Tormented Demons. First of all, Tormented Demons will have one unique drop, and that item will give you access to all 3 best in slot demonbane weapons. The first one we have is Ignited Staff. I will say straight away that it will be on par with Tumek and Shadow at certain places, which makes this incredibly powerful weapon. It's been confirmed that Ignited Staff is a one-handed weapon, and with the recent magic update changes, this staff will become even more powerful. Mage's Book, Malediction Ward, Arcane Shield and few other items have been buffed, but most importantly, you can also equip Fortified Eliteness Ward, which gives extra 5% damage on top of your already existing gear. Now, let's do some math. The Ignited Staff works best with the demonbane spells from Arkea's spellbook. If you have the Ignited Staff, plus Dark demonbane spell, plus Mark of Darkness, your spells will have 80% more accuracy and 50% more damage. This also stacks with your gear, prayers and even Slayer helmet. So the current max hit with Dark demonbane is 60, and with this staff, the expected max hit should be around 72 if you're on a Slayer task and if your target is a demon. This puts it minimum on par with Tumek and Shadow in certain cases. So, where could this staff be useful? Well, number one place is PvP, and it mostly comes down to its insane magic bonus. The plus 37 bonus is by far the best one in the entire game. For comparison, the Sanguinesti staff has plus 25, Toxic staff has plus 25, Godai has plus 28, and this one has plus 37. Why is this good, you ask? Well, a big portion of PvP is magic accuracy. Catching those ice barrages at the right moment is clinical, and if your staff has plus 50 magic bonus compared to every other staff, that already is good enough of a reason to bring it as your main hand weapon. Not to mention the staff itself has plus 10% magic damage boost, which is one of the highest in the game. Furthermore, Jagex even decided to give this staff plus 62 strength bonus, which is almost the same amount as Dragon Scimitar. And it even has plus 83 crush bonus, which is almost similar to Zombie Axe. So this staff can work as a pseudo melee crush weapon in some situations. Another benefit is that since you're already using the Arkeia spellbook, you can use Trolls as well, which boosts your DPS even further. To cast Demonbane spells, Trolls and Mark of Darkness, you need Fire, Cosmic, Soul and Blood runes. All of them conveniently fit into your upgraded rune pouch, so you don't even have to waste extra inventory space on runes. Realistically, despite the max hit being over 70, I don't see people using Ignited Staff at demon bosses. First of all, the range and melee version of these upgraded weapons are simply better DPS, and I'm gonna talk about them next. Now, on the other hand, there are a lot of noticeable demons during your Slayer tasks. Raider demons, Black demons, Abyssal demons, Blood Veils, Demonic Gorillas, Hellhounds, Necrials, and so on. I can imagine this being really good at places like Demonic Gorillas, or if you want to chill and drain your magic up while also doing Slayer. And finally, I left out the special attack for last because I think it has an incredibly niche scenario where it makes the best special attack weapon in the game. Simply put, the special attack costs 25%. And if you kill a demon with your special attack, you get that 25% back, plus your next attack is 3 ticks faster. So let's say you are skipping Slayer tasks and you get Ice Fiends, which do go under the demon category. They have 15 hit points, so you use a special attack, you one-hit it, you get your special attack back, and your next attack can be cast almost immediately. So what's gonna end up happening is that every 2 ticks, you kill an Ice Fiend with infinite special attack. This is super niche way to speed up skipping one annoying Slayer task. Other than that, I really tried to find a good use for the spec on this weapon, but it honestly isn't that good. Again, you can use this during your Slayer task to speed them up slightly, but the problem might be that it's just a normal spell cast. Usually the trade-off is when you sacrifice your special attack, that means your next attack will have more accuracy and damage. For Ignited Staff, you spend 25% of your special attack, but the next attack has no accuracy or damage boost, and the benefit only comes if you kill a demon. Otherwise, once again, it's just a normal spell cast minus 25% special attack. So it's very niche, but I'm 100% certain Jagex is thinking into the future, and I can see a demon boss coming out in the next 2 years that is only weak to magic, which is gonna make this weapon instantly best in slot. And the final use, and something I haven't seen anyone mention, is actually tormented demons that come with the quest itself. They are gonna be classified as greater demons, which means they're gonna be weak to demonbane weapons. Knowing Maud Rice, who's gonna design tormented demons, and how creative he gets with monsters, you can definitely expect something new that's not been seen before in the game. The next weapon is the Schorched Bow. Now this is the one I want the most. Firstly, it offers 124 range attack bonus, which is almost the same as Bofa. Secondly, you can use arrows up to dragon, which is almost as good as Bofa. And finally, it has a 10 tile radius and it's a 4 tick weapon, which is on par with Bofa. Now it's still gonna lose to Bofa if you're attacking non-demon monsters. In fact, it actually sits between Crystal Bow and Bofa in that scenario, so it's still pretty good. The special effect of this bow is where it's really gonna shine. It gives 30% accuracy and 30% damage against demons. That means on Slayer task you can easily hit 70s with this bow. What makes it even more insane is the special attack. In simple words, it costs 25% of your special attack and freezes a demon for 12 seconds. And on top of that, it adds the same burn effect as Eclipse Atlatl does. Firstly, I guarantee people are gonna love this at Zamorak boss. You no longer need to freeze Krill with ancient spells and ice barrage. Instead, you can use range setup, and this weapon can freeze all the demons in the room, which prolongs your trips and makes the kills easier. On top of that, it's already been confirmed that it stacks with the Eclipse armor set, which also burns your target. So there are gonna be some really funky combos you can do with the Schorched Bow and Eclipse armor. Other than that, I can easily see this bow being used at most demon bosses. It's really good against Abyssal Sire, as it almost always is gonna one-shot events, which means the boss will be faster now. And it's definitely gonna be used against Skotizo. There's even a master level combat achievement where you have to kill Skotizo without taking any damage. And since your special attack can freeze Skotizo for 12 seconds, it's gonna be super easy to not only kill the portals on the side of the room, but Skotizo himself. And the final of the 3 demonbane weapons is the Firelight, which is going to be the upgraded version of Arclight. Firstly, you need 30 ancient shards to upgrade it from Arclight to Firelight, which means you should start gathering them immediately if you want to use this weapon on release. Getting 30 ancient shards is gonna take a long time, but the benefit is that it's a one-time payment, and then you never have to charge your melee weapon again. Side note, for some reason Jagex hates that a demonbane weapon could be good against a demon monster like Duxokeles. So they put an arbitrary restriction, which means demonbane weapons only are 70% effective against Duke. So we went from Silverlight to Arclight to Firelight, and somehow it's still not even top 3 weapons at Duxokeles. That means Sight and Soul Reaper Axe will still be better against this demon even after the Firelight comes out. Other than that, it uses 50% of special attack and lowers your target's combat stats by 15%. And the final weapon will be the budget Walmart version of already existing Dragon Claws, but this time it will be called Burning Claws. The difference is simple. They have less strength bonus than the current Dragon Claws, and their special attack only hits 3 times instead of the current 4 times. The difference, like I mentioned before, is once again the burning effect like the Eclipse armor and the Schorched Bow has. This also means that you can use 3 special attacks with 1 spec bar, since your special attack requires 30%, and each individual hit has a chance to apply the burn effect. so it's definitely more of a DPS weapon rather than a KO weapon, since the burn effect applies over the course of 24 seconds. If you have a maximum amount of burn applied, that means it's gonna deal 50 extra damage in 24-second period. So basically you deal your initial burst damage and then apply the burn to deal even more DPS. Once again, we now have 3 different effects that apply burn in old school RuneScape, so you can definitely expect unique account builds around the Burning Claws, Schorched Bow and Eclipse Armor. One place I'm interested to find out is the core used at Domes of a Mascot, and if this Burning Claws could be the new spec weapon in the raids. According to Jagex, they are supposed to sit between Dragon Claws and TDS in terms of damage. So if you use Liquid Adrenaline, that means you can spec 7 times with the Burning Claws, and those 7 times give you total 21 different attacks. That's a lot of DPS, and I'm excited to see if it's gonna shake up the Domes of a Mascot meta, because the Burning Claws are also very good at Baba and Akka. Other than the rewards, it's been confirmed that once you complete While Guthix Sleeps, you will have access to an item that teleports you right next to tormented demons, so you don't have to spend much time running to the demons itself. Since the current Arclight will be storable in the Catacombs stash unit, that will also be the case once you upgrade it to Firelight, so all the UIMs don't have to worry about carrying it with you all the time. The unique Tormented Synops drop, which makes the demonbane weapons, will be a tradable item, so if you're playing on a main account and don't want to grind out the weapons yourself, you can just buy the Synops from GE and make the weapons that way. And finally, the last reward was supposed to be God Alignments, which was basically meant to be new prayers added on top of your existing prayer book. But the catch was that you can have one type of God Alignments at a time, and the first iteration was supposed to be the Guthix version. But Jagex scrapped them for now, saying they need more time to work on these alignments, and they will likely add them in later on when the time is right. So, what do you think? Are you excited for the rewards or the quest? Are you excited to try out new weapons? Let me know down in the comments, but that's it from me. Consider subscribing if you made it this far into the video, and I'll see you all tomorrow with another one. I love you all very much. Bye!